Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Now, imagine a cold Canadian morning. The sky is pale, almost white, and your breath turns to vapor in the frozen air. You're walking towards school, your boots crunching in the fresh snow, the silence broken only by the sound of your footsteps. And suddenly, without warning, you're no longer here. You've returned. You've returned to the 80s, to the 90s. You've returned to when everything felt simpler, more real, more alive. That sound, that cold, that feeling. It still lives inside you. And today, we're going to bring it back. The hallways, you can see them, can't you? Long, bright, and noisy like a storm contained within walls. Hundreds of voices echoing at the same time, laughter exploding from all sides, hurried footsteps pounding against the worn linoleum floor. It was pure chaos. Everyone running, everyone shouting, everyone trying to get somewhere before the bell rang. The metal lockers banged like thunder, one after the other, creating a metallic symphony you've never forgotten. That sound still resonates in your memory, doesn't it? It was irritating, it was deafening, but it was ours. It was the sound of our youth. And as crazy as it was, there was something comforting in that chaos. Because there, in those hallways, you weren't alone. You were part of something bigger, something that seemed eternal, even though you knew it wasn't. And those lockers. The metal lockers. Red, blue, sometimes gray, always scratched, always dented. They were more than just a place to store your books and your winter coat. They were your territory. Your little piece of identity in a world that was still trying to figure out who you were. You decorated them with photos, stickers, magazine clippings. You kicked them when they wouldn't open. You slammed the door shut when you were angry. You crammed everything in there. Books, crumpled papers, smelly sneakers, forgotten snacks that turned into science experiments, and the combination. That darn 3-number combination you swore you'd never forget, but which always vanished from your mind on the coldest mornings. Opening that locker was like opening a portal to your secret life. And closing that locker on the last day of school was like saying goodbye to a part of yourself that would never return. Hallway passes. Who here remembers them? That ridiculous little piece of paper, sometimes laminated, sometimes just a crumpled sheet with a scribbled signature. Or even worse, that giant wooden block you had to carry around like a trophy of shame. Without it, you couldn't leave the room. Without it, you were a criminal. The teachers would stop you in the hallway, look at you suspiciously and ask where your pass was. If you'd lost it, you were done for. But when you had that pass in your hands, you felt free, powerful, as if you had tricked the system, even if it was just to go to the bathroom or get something from your locker. That piece of paper was your temporary ticket to freedom. And for a few minutes while walking alone through those empty hallways, you owned the world. The teachers. Some were strict, very strict. They didn't tolerate lateness. They didn't accept excuses. They didn't let you get away with anything. They looked at you with those eyes that said, I know exactly what you're thinking, and made you sit up straight, pay attention, and try to be better. You feared them, but you also respected them. Other teachers were different. They were kind, funny, human. They told stories. They laughed with you. They made you feel like you mattered, even when you thought you didn't. Years later, decades later, you still remember their names. You still hear their voices. You still carry the lessons they taught you, not just about math or history, but about life. About persistence, about kindness, about not giving up. These teachers shaped you in ways you only understood much later. And if you could go back, you'd want to say thank you. Just that. Thank you. And the wait. My gosh, the wait. Before tablets, before Chromebooks, before everything became digital and lightweight, we had heavy notebooks, textbooks that looked like bricks in messy folders where papers mixed and crumpled mercilessly. Our backpacks were instruments of torture. We carried kilos on our backs every single day. Our shoulders ached. Our backs screamed. But we didn't complain. Or we complained, but we kept going. Because that's how things were. There was no choice. There was no easy way, and in some strange way, it made us stronger. It taught us that life wasn't light, that carrying the weight was part of the process, And we survived. We all survived. And then came the snow days. Nothing, absolutely nothing, was as magical as a snow day. You'd wake up early, still in the dark, your heart pounding with hope. You'd run to the window and see everything white. The streets covered, the cars buried, the world transformed into a frozen fairy tale. You'd turn on the TV, the volume low so you wouldn't wake anyone, and sit in front of the screen, your eyes fixed on the list of closed schools that scrolled slowly. Your heart would beat faster with each name that passed. And when you saw the name of your school appear on that screen, it was pure joy, an explosion of happiness. You screamed, you jumped. You went back to bed with a smile plastered on your face, knowing that this day was yours. It was a gift from the universe. A day stolen from obligations, a day given back for you to just be a kid. And you enjoyed every single second of it. These memories shaped us. They aren't just stories we tell. They're part of who we are. The noisy hallways taught us to find our place amidst the chaos. The metal lockers taught us to defend our space. The hallway passes taught us to value freedom. The strict teachers taught us discipline. The kind teachers taught us humanity. The weight of our backpacks taught us resilience. And the snow days taught us that life sometimes gives us unexpected gifts. If you lived through the 80s or 90s in Canada, you didn't just go to school. You lived through a historic moment. You were part of a generation that carried heavy books, that decorated metal lockers that waited for snow days as if waiting for miracles, and those memories, they are yours forever. So tell us, which of these memories still lives within you? Let us know in the comments. Share your story, because these memories deserve to be remembered. And that kid you used to be deserves to be honored. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this trip back in time, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.